In 2023, they didn't just win a tournament, they authored a parable.
Ohtani and Japan celebrate a World Baseball Classic championship.
A story of precision, pressure, and the ultimate pitch that froze the world. It ended with a strikeout that became an icon, a celebration that felt less like victory and more like fulfillment. Now the world asks, what comes after perfection? The answer is not a rebuild, it is an evolution. Japan does not defend titles, it redefines them. At the center of this universe, two celestial bodies of impossible gravity now align under the same flag. Their convergence is not merely a lineup adjustment, it is a fundamental shift in the baseball cosmos, an event that recalibrates the very physics of the tournament before a single pitch is thrown. Shohei Ohtani, the singularity, the man who transcended sport and became a phenomenon, a living legend who exists beyond comparison. In 2023, he was the unhittable pitcher and the feared hitter, a breathtaking display of dual-threat capability that captivated the globe. In 2026, following his historic era-defining contract, he returns not as a two-way experiment, but as a two-way monument. His very presence on the roster is a psychological event that warps the reality of any game, forcing opponents into a state of perpetual dilemma. As a pitcher, he is an ace among aces, a starter who can dominate the most formidable lineups with a mix of sheer power and wicked breaking balls. As a hitter, he is the most feared DH on the planet, capable of changing a game's trajectory with one majestic, awe-inspiring swing. He is not just a player, he is an era incarnate, and his legacy is now permanently intertwined with the samurai blue. And now, he is joined by a force of equal devastating magnitude. Munetaka Murakami, the black hole, the most terrifying pure power hitter Japan has ever produced, a man whose swing generates a gravitational pull that sucks baseballs into the stratosphere. Now unleashed and battle-hardened in MLB with the Chicago White Sox. In 2023, he was the young prodigy, the awe-inspiring talent. In 2026, he returns as a finished global superstar, seasoned, hungry, and proven against the world's elite pitching. Imagine the staggering reality: Ohtani and Murakami, back-to-back in the order. This is not merely the heart of the order, this is the heart of a supernova, a fusion of otherworldly talent and raw, destructive force that promises instantaneous combustion. Pitching around one means willingly stepping into the annihilation chamber of the other. It is, without hyperbole, the most potent and fearsome 1-2 combination ever conceived in the history of international baseball. A strategic nightmare with no viable answer. While the world rightly fixates on the blinding light of the twin suns, it tragically misses the razor's edge of the blade they are attached to. This is Japan's ancient and enduring strength, perfected for the modern age. A roster engineered not on the volatility of stardom alone, but on flawless, specialized function. Every component is machined to a perfect tolerance, designed to fit within a system greater than the sum of its parts. The infield, Kazuma Okamoto, the slugging cornerstone now with the Toronto Blue Jays, brings bona fide MLB-proven middle-of-the-order power, a reliable fortress of run production in the heart of the lineup. Sosuke Genda, the human highlight reel at shortstop, whose defense is less a skill and more a form of artistic theft, routinely converting certain hits into breathtaking outs. Shugo Maki, the consistent, powerful force at second base, providing stability and timely hitting. Seishiro Sakamoto behind the plate, a defensive maestro and cerebral game caller who will handle this legendary, multifaceted staff with peerless skill and unflappable calm. This is not just an infield, it is a fortress of fundamentals. They operate with a quiet, ruthless efficiency. They will not beat themselves with errors or mental lapses. They will simply, systematically, erase your opportunities, turning potential rallies into quiet, routine innings. Seiya Suzuki, the seasoned MLB veteran with the Chicago Cubs, provides professional, clutch at-bats, and rock-solid defense, embodying experienced poise. Ukyo Shuto, the blur on the bases, a weapon of pure speed and disruption who turns any routine ground ball or walk into immediate chaos, stretching singles into doubles and stealing the momentum of any game. Kensuke Kondo, the on-base machine, a hitter whose bat control is so surgical he can place the ball wherever a hole exists, a constant threat to get on base and catalyze the offense. This outfield does not possess a weakness. It possesses a collection of specialized elite skills. Defense, speed, contact, every possible offensive and defensive threat is accounted for and neutralized with cool, calculated efficiency. There is no soft spot to attack, only a rotating wheel of different challenges. If the story of 2023 was about the legendary finale penned by Yu Darvish and Kodai Senga, the narrative of 2026 is about the ascension of a new dynasty. This is a pitching staff sculpted with such profound depth and versatile talent, it renders the very concept of a bullpen game or a weak link completely obsolete. It is a seamless, continuous wave of arms. The new standard bearer, the ace, is Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the $325 million artist. His pitching repertoire is less a set of throws and more a series of calculated, devastating illusions performed at the highest level of command. A fastball that appears to rise, a splitter that dives off a table, a curveball that bends space, all delivered with the serene, untouchable focus of a master calligrapher. He is the spiritual and technical successor to the greats, and he carries the weight of that legacy not as a burden but as a mantle, thriving under its expectations. But he is not a solitary figure. He is merely the spearhead of a vast, well-trained army. Yuki Matsui and Yusei Kikuchi bring devastating left-handed power and crucial MLB experience, anchoring the bullpen and rotation with veteran presence and strikeout stuff. Hiromi Ito and Hiroya Miyagi represent the brilliant, polished next generation of NPB aces, masters of pinpoint control, movement, and the art of soft contact. Kai Mataira, the flame-throwing reliever known for his role in a combined no-hitter, provides the electrifying, high-velocity bridge to the late innings. This is not a mere collection of pitchers. It is a complete pitching ecosystem. From the surgical precision of Yamamoto's opening acts to the overpowering finality of Matsui's closing statements, there is no drop-off in quality, no inning of relief for opposing hitters. It is a relentless, 9-inning gauntlet of different looks, arm angles, and velocities, all executed with the same ruthless, quiet, and systematic precision. Facing this staff is an exercise in constant adjustment with no reprieve. The United States has its explosive athleticism. The Dominican Republic has its unbridled fire. Japan possesses wa harmony. It is the unspoken understanding that connects every player, the collective, laser-focused will, the serene confidence that emanates from a culture where the team is eternally and unquestionably greater than the individual. It is the respectful bow after a home run, the intense, focused silence in the dugout during a crucial moment, the unwavering, fundamental belief in a process that has been refined, perfected, and trusted over decades of play. This team does not need to play with overt emotion to prove its passion. It plays with an aura of absolute certainty, the certainty that every drill has been run 10,000 times, that every possible in-game scenario has been meticulously planned for and rehearsed, that every single player from the global icon Ohtani to the youngest call-up is operating as a perfect extension of the same flawless, unified, and singular vision. So the paramount question hangs over the entire tournament. What can the world possibly do against this? Can the legendary power of the Dominican Republic lineup withstand the surgical precision of Yamamoto, the brute, overwhelming force of Murakami, and the otherworldly, dual genius of Ohtani? Can the dynamic, youthful energy of Team USA crack the impenetrable discipline and defensive fortress that Japan will deploy inning after relentless inning? Can any team from any nation handle the constant, grinding, 9-inning pressure of a pitching staff that offers zero mistakes, zero predictable patterns, and zero respite from quality? In 2023, Japan captured the world's heart and imagination with a single, perfect, final pitch, a storybook ending.
Ohtani and Japan celebrate a World Baseball Classic championship.
In 2026, they are not interested in merely replicating a storybook moment. They seek something far more ambitious, a perfect tournament. This is more than a baseball team. It is a statement of philosophy, a profound belief that the future of the sport at its highest level is not solely about who hits the ball the hardest, but about who controls the game most completely, who executes most flawlessly, and who remains mentally unshakable from the first pitch to the last out. Every moment, every at-bat, every pitch is a calculated, deliberate step towards a destiny that feels less like a hope and more like a preordained conclusion. The champions are not resting on their laurels. They are reloading with purpose, and in doing so, they have just added a black hole to their already brilliant galaxy. The world was captivated by the unforgettable story of 2023. The world is not ready for the magnitude of the sequel.